Hey, hello YouTube. So we are at the Lantern Year 3 settlement phase. If you saw my last video, you would have seen that Obi-Wan threw his founding stone and it went right through the heart of the White Lion. So we killed the White Lion. He had only taken, looks like, 4 wounds. And then Obi-Wan decided to throw his founding stone and kill the White Lion outright. So, stroke of luck. I did give everyone a hunt experience. I did that off camera. And I also gave Leia 1 weapon proficiency. She was the only one that actually wounded and had a weapon proficiency. So I gave her the 1, filled in 1 box for that. And now we are back at the settlement phase. So let's go ahead and begin. You see I've already set up the settlement. Survivors return. I've already erased all the light and heavy injuries. Gain endeavors. So we're going to gain 4 endeavors for our returning survivors. Nobody has Tinker yet, or any other thing that'll give us. We don't have collective toil or anything that gives us extra endeavors. Update the timeline. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'll fill in the box for Lantern Year number 3. And we'll go ahead and draw a settlement event card. So pulling them out, we'll give them a good shuffle here. And I always roll the dice and I draw from that. So it looks like the 9th one. 2, 3, 1, 8. The 9th card is Lights in the Sky again. So we had that Lights in the Sky during the last settlement phase. And I know some people, they have a discard deck for these settlement event cards, so they don't draw settlement events, over and over again. I also know somebody who plays a house rule that if you draw the same settlement event card a second time, then you can redraw. But we're just going to go ahead and play it up. I mean, the lights are still in the sky. They were there last year. They're here again this year. A spectacular light show erupts against the limitless darkness above. Swirling vivid trails streaks overhead. They lift everyone's spirits. The settlement's objective imagination is set aflame. Collective imagination is set aflame. After rolling for any endeavor, you may add 1 or 2 to the result. And then we can also do this because we have graves, which is once per settlement phase. 1 through 5, the survivor gets +2 survival, and a 6 or higher, we add 3 to the location. And I can do that once per settlement phase. So we're probably going to end up doing that. It really helped us out last time when Leia had an extra 3 armor on every location. But we'll see. And if that's the only thing that happens during the settlement event, I am very happy with that. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next, which is Update Death Count, which is nobody. And Milestone Story Events. We don't have any Milestone Story Events. The only 3 we have left are once we reach 5 innovations, once our population reaches 15, and, of course, if our population reaches 0. So we might actually hit that 15 mark if we do some intimacy this time. And Develop. So you guys have seen me play before. I will always develop. I think we have so many organs. I really want White Lion armor, but that never seems to work out for me because white fur just doesn't seem to be in my cards to get. But I think we might. I also need a set of rawhide armor, which I still don't have. And I still won't get it this time either unless I decide not to do an innovation, which is crazy. I'm going to do an innovation. So we're going to use this questionable bit. So we'll use these plus an endeavor. Oh, I already have it. And we're going to go ahead and innovate. Very rarely do I skip the innovation phase, and when I skip it, it's usually because I don't have enough resources. So here we go. we're going to draw 2 innovations from an innovation deck. Our first one is going to be Inner Lantern, and our second one is going to be Pictograph. So Lights in the Sky says if we have Pictograph, or Inner Lantern, we can do this, which Silent Reflection, gain a fighting art of your choice, 6+, add the Skull Eater settlement event to the timeline next year and gain an understanding. Skull Eater is not all that great. But we could get an understanding, which would get Mon Mothma an extra thing. We may actually... Pictograph really doesn't get you much either. Inner Lantern gets me Surge. So I hate choosing the same innovations every time, but when you have a draw like that, it just seems to make sense. So we're going to choose Inner Lantern. So Inner Lantern... Does it give us anything else? We get the Surge capability. So it doesn't give us anything except for Surge, which is fine. And we add the Inner Lantern Consequences to the innovation deck. Scarification and Shrine. Shrine is awesome. Scarification is terrible. But Scarification added, and Shrine has been added. Okay, I've added those innovations to the innovation deck, and we'll put that back out there. Not that we get to draw again. So that gives us our 4th innovation. And now we can go ahead and develop. I think I'm going to do Lights in the Sky. And we're going to do Leia again. So we can do that once per settlement phase. And we'll roll. And it's a 3. So the settlement celebrates the lights of the departed as they straight past, gain 2 survival. Okay. No big deal. Leia's at max. Waste of an endeavor, but that's okay. We can do Pictograph, which could give us a fighting art, or we could add Skull Eater to the event, and I'm going to do that for Mon Mothma. So here is a endeavor. It is a 1. So it says, Silent Reflection, gain a fighting art of your choice. Of my choice. Wow, that's pretty amazing. So Mon Mothma's going to get a fighting art of my choice. Let's take a look and see what we can get. Rhythm Chaser, no. Cross on Bark. Timeless Eye. It's a perfect hit on 9 or 10. Tumble, Leader, Order of Death. Extra Sense. Giving her an extra dodge. Harvest Man. Gain +3 movement. Whenever you are knocked down, gain a -1 movement token. If you have the tiny arachnophobia disorder, you are too scared of spiders to imitate them, and you cannot use this fighting art. Wow, that gives her a movement of incredible movement. Vengeance. When a survivor dies during the showdown, gain well, no, it's okay. Double Dash, Unconscious Fighter, Clutch Fighter. Mighty Strike is always good. Thrill Seeker, Berserker. Last Man Standing, Tough. Combo Master. Combo Master's pretty good. Do I want +3 movement? Because I've never had that before. Mighty Strike's pretty cool too. Gives you the +2. But there's other ways to get Mighty Strike. +3 movement. That gives her movement of 8. We're going to have to take... I think we're going to take... Mighty Strike. Yeah, I'm going to have to take Mighty Strike. I hate to do that because there's other ways to get Mighty Strike. But on a perfect hit, you get a +2 strength. That's pretty good. Okay, and I think that's all we're going to do for Lights in the Sky. That's all we actually can do. Done with that. And let's see. We've got one more. We're gonna augury with Mon Mothma. So here's Mon Mothma's augury. It is a 3, which is a +1 understanding on the augury chart. Let me make sure of that. I'm pretty sure. 1 through 3, lose a resource. So we're gonna lose the Broken Lantern, and we're gonna give her her 3rd understanding. She gets it during the settlement phase, so she gets Tinkerer. And we'll go ahead and turn to Insight in the book. So Insight says, in a single moment, the curtain of the world pulls back. Here you go. And the hunt, which once filled you with inexorable dread, takes on a new dimension. Your expedition outside the settlement inspires you with curiosity and wonder. Gain the following ability, Tinkerer. When you are a returning survivor, gain +1 endeavor to use the settlement phase. And then we get to roll on this chart, which is a 3. If you innovate this phase, draw an extra card. Oh, well, that's a waste. We could have waited to innovate at the end, which I always think that we probably should. But that's okay. And she got a +1 understanding. So if you guys have used patterns before, we also get to draw a pattern card. So our settlement is inspired with the creation of a special item. So we'll pull from the pattern deck, and we'll pull right from the center here. It says After Death Brew. So the After Death Brew, Insight and Lonely Tree are required. So we do have the Lonely Tree in this settlement. We always use Lonely Tree. And it says we need plasma fruit, love juice, scrap, pottery. All right, so we'll put it out here. After Death Brew. We'll note it on our settlement record sheet. And that's that. So no population growth this time. And now we have all these resources to use. So we're going to need some weapons, and we're going to need, well, I guess the armor that we can get. We have a white fur. We might as well use it to get something from the Caterium. So we could get gauntlets. We can get gauntlets because we don't have any of their hide. So we're going to get gauntlets, which is going to take a fur and a bone. I think we'll use the skull. Though I could use the skull to make armor. I could also get this to get a spear, which I think is, I'm going to get a spear. I could get a bow, right, with the sinew and a bone. So I can get a bow. I can get, we got all the monster grease we can get, so we'll have a couple organs left. So that gives me a spear, and it gives me a bow. So there's 2 weapons, and I have a founding stone. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. A spear, a bow, and now I don't have enough to make any white lion armor because we are out of hide. Could make a white lion helm. That requires a great cat bone. And then I can just get like a sword. But I think I want, well, Do we need a bow? Maybe we don't need a bow this time. We usually make a bow. But instead of a bow, man, this is a tough decision. I think we're definitely going to make the king spear. Because I like using the spear. It's just as good as an axe. It's got reach. I kind of want to make a helm. Maybe we'll save the sinew for next time. And maybe we'll save the fur for next time. We'll just make a spear and a skull helm. And we'll have Mara use fist and tooth style. See if she can't get some proficiency in that. Is there anything we can do with the organs? We've got all the monster grease we can get. Fecal salve really is nothing. Lucky charm, we don't have the blue connections yet. That's correct. And we don't have leather for pickaxe or sickle yet. We can make a bone axe instead. But we'll have the spear. Yeah, I think we're going to save some of the... We don't face the butcher. Well, we'll face a monster and then we'll face the butcher. If we lose to the butcher, he slaughters half our town. Well, I mean, he takes the resources. But we have a chance to spend them next settlement phase. So let's do that. I'm going to save all of that. And I'm going to make a skull helm. And I'm going to make king spear. Okay, and I'll record all those. And honestly, that's it for development. So now let's just prepare departing survivors. So we're going to go ahead and do that. You'll see me on the hunt. It'll be the level 1 white lion again. All right, thanks for joining me. Okay, to the end of this video, we're going to go ahead and tack on the hunt phase. And I'll review the survivors right before the showdown. But I've set up the hunt board, so there it is. We are taking out the survivors that we took out last time, which are Mon Mothma, Obi-Wan, Leia, and Mara. They don't have a lot of armor, and that's what scares me about the whole thing. But hopefully they can take out the level 1 white lion. First hunt is going to be Leia. So Leia's going to pull lion sculpture. So here's lion sculpture. I'll read it to you. A crudely arranged effigy stands before the survivors, decorated with small metal trinkets, human fingers, and stuffed with dried tall grass. The quarry's sculpture confounds the survivors. The survivors gaze at the arrangement, attempting to glean the substance of the white lion's bizarre, inhumane intelligence. Each survivor gains an understanding and an insanity. So that takes Mon Mothma to 4 understanding, Obi-Wan to 1, Mara to 1, and Leia to 1. And they all get +1 insanity. So Mara's at 1, Leia's at 1, Mon Mothma's at 1, Leia's at 1, Mara's at 2, and Obi-Wan is at 2. So that's pretty good. And then it says roll a random hunt event. So yellow first. It is a 43. We'll turn to that event. And that event is fresh kill. A carpet of skittering bugs points the survivors to a freshly killed monster. The scavenging insects try to defend their dinner, but the survivors fight them off to claim the prize. Each survivor rolls 2d10 and adds their hunt experience. The highest scoring survivor slays the most vermin and wins a putrid prize for themselves. They gain a random basic resource and a random vermin resource. 2d10 and add their hunt experience. Okay? So we'll do Mon Mothma first. She'll add 1. That is a 15. Leia will add 3. That is a 15. Obi-Wan is low, and Mara is a 20. So Mara is going to grab Slays the most vermin, wins a puke prize, random basic resource, and a random vermin resource. Resources are always good, so we're going to pull Monster Hide. Desperately in need of hide, so that is a good pull. And a vermin resource. So we'll shuffle the vermin deck and find out what bug Mara actually gets. Okay, and we'll pull from the center again. Lonely Ant. Consume that, archive it to swap your insanity and survival values. Okay. So that's Lion Sculpture. We move forward, and Mara is now the event revealer. And it is White Lion Cub. The survivors find a White Lion Cub. They may choose to slay the cub. If they do, each survivor gets a random basic resource. We're going to kill the cub. Always kill the cub. The reward is 1 resource for everybody. So here we go. We got an organ. We got a skull. Survivor of your choice gains an insanity. We're going to give that to Leia. So she's at 2. A hide and questionable bit. Okay. The event revealer rolls on the table below. High, please. 3. The mother lion appears. Overcome with grief, she attacks. The white lion starts this showdown with enraged in play. Build the AI deck normally. Okay, so that's what we didn't want. A 1, 2, or 3. So he's going to get a +1 damage, and we don't have much armor, so this could be a horrible battle for us. Well, next time you join me, we'll see how it goes. Thanks.